everybody. It's a full moon tomorrow. Tomorrow. It's the 18th. The full moon will be on the 18th. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready to set your intentions? Oh, well, not set your intentions because now we're time to release. When the full moon comes, it's time to release. There's so many cool ways of doing it, guys. I know I talk about it every month, but find what works for you and share. So I think this full moon is going to be, for me, it's going to be a lot of cleansing. I plan on taking a spiritual bath and doing some bay leaves outside where I release my wishes and my intentions. And by the way, my wishes came true. So it does, I'm not saying like it works, but I think it's the whole mindset that people have that makes it work. So that's just what this read is going to be about. So thank you for joining me. Thank you so much for the support you guys have shown lately. I really, really appreciate you guys. It has been an adventure going back to work. So thank you for bearing with me. So let's jump into this read for the full moon. This is going to be a 5-card read that talks about what the full moon is going to bring for us. So before us, we have the ancestor of tribes. So let's kind of think about what the moon is doing right now. So we have the full moon. It was in Leo, and so its opposite sign is Aquarius. Guys, y'all have to watch these astrology reports because they are so intense. So this full moon in Leo, it's really got some stuff going on with it, and it's an eclipse too. And I wish that I could sit here and give you like the whole astrological breakdown of everything, because I listen to these videos and then I'm like, that makes sense. That explains why I'm going crazy. And, it talks about Leo and Aquarius being sister signs because they're on polar opposites and all this other kind of stuff. So just check those out if you're interested in that. But we're going to focus on the things that needed work. And in one of the videos I watched, it was talking about some of the stuff resurfacing from June and July. So it's about whatever we feel like we're stuck, it's time to deal with. This is what this full moon is bringing out. So it's like telling us to search our heart. Be courageous, just like the lion. And be ready to face the things that need to be faced because you're looking for balance. And without further ado, let's jump right into it and see what our cards have for us. So before us, we have the Shaman's Oracle. That makes a lot better. And this is the Ancestor of Tribes. And the maker of these cards is John Matthews and Will Kingham. I always say this the same way all the time. Rabbit totem, fertility. So just because I say fertility, guys, doesn't mean that you're going to go out and have a baby. Fertility in ideas, fertility in movement. Whatever you do is going to flourish. So make some good choices to release and some good choices to instart. Because, the full moon is bringing to light the things that we've probably been wanting to hide. And it's bringing it to the forefront. And it's showing it right in, it's like in your face is what it's telling you. And it's telling us to move through the fear. So whatever your fear is in. So guys, this is a very generalized reading because this isn't specific to a sign or anything. So think about what your greatest fear is. And then imagine moving through it. What would you be doing? How would life be different? Those kinds of things. Because that's what's going to teach you where to start. Because a lot of times it's overwhelming. It's like, where the hell do I start? I know I don't want to be doing this anymore, but where do I start? So that's how I always get started with things. Because I get overwhelmed a lot. Okay? I'm going to be honest. I'm like, I don't know where to start with this presentation. I don't know what to do. And then I have to sit back and think, like, what is my desire? What is my outcome? What do I want? And what do I need to do to get there? And it's just, I ask myself those questions for everything now. It just helps me through life. This is also an end to isolation. So if you felt very lonely, this is a great time to reach out. You should have been doing that at the beginning of the month because Leo is a fun sign and it's all about friendships and those kinds of things. But this card is about unity, the end of isolation, and looking at what you already have. Okay, so this is going to be I think I said a 5-card spread. I don't think I've done this one before. Yeah, this is going to be a 5-card spread. If I can find it where I wrote it down. Here we go. And this is, again, for the full moon in Leo, or 25 degrees Leo, 25 degrees Aquarius. Okay. And I have shuffled quite a bit off camera, but I'm going to bless the cards one more time. Okay, and I am using the Babylonian Tarot by Sandra Tabitha Cicero. Okay, so let me go ahead and move our little guy over here. All right, with all his fertility. So what do I need to release? Oh, 5 of Cups. The guidance to achieve that, the 4 of Wands inverted. And what do I need to embrace to empower me? Oh, not the devil. Hold the front door. What's going on? What's going on? How can I and how can I help with my oh my gosh, I can't talk, transformation. Okay. And what can I achieve or manifest with this energy? Uh-oh, we're going to see things clearly. What? And how, the overall, I guess I just want to keep pulling cards. Oh my God, and ooh, and ooh. The overall energy of this read, like the overall shadow card, is the Hermit. We're going to hermitize ourselves, guys. We're going down. We're going to go retreat. So, what do I need to release? So, apparently, somebody needs to go release some pain. That's for sure. Looks like some intense stuff is going on over here. And 5 of Cups for me is almost like wallowing in our own pity. You know, I always attribute this one to my favorite song from the 90s that's all about lying naked on the floor. Torn. So something has torn us up, guys. Something has made us feel like we were alone. But what we failed to notice is that we still got 2 cups sitting straight up. And that's what our focus needs to be. Not so much on what we don't have, but on what we do have. However, this is what we are needing to release. So, think about it this way. If you're upset about a job, if you're upset about a relationship, if you're just upset at life in general, bitterness, sorrow, pain, regret, it's time to reassess. I guess that's the best way to put it. Reassess the situation. But it's time to release that regret and that pain and kind of accept it for what it is. It is such a difficult thing to do. I'm not saying this is going to be easy peasy, but it's worth it. It's very much worth it. So releasing that energy, releasing that 5 of Cups, releasing the feeling that you're all out of faith and there's nothing else to do, and time to get ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and tackle this. You know, this is an eclipse, guys. This is going to be intense. Some of y'all might already be feeling that effect of it. I know, to be honest, I was very emotional today. I had to do a presentation at my school about social emotional well-being of children, and it's a subject that I get very into, and even just discussing the importance of it, I get emotional. So I don't know, it could have been the moon, it could have been the topic, it could have been that I was nervous out of my mind, I don't know, but I was a little bit more emotional, and I've been more emotional in these last few days. So work with the energy, guys. Work with your energy and know where you're at, okay? But it's time to let go of the 5 of Cups. So whatever you're 5 of cupping it about, let it go, all right? So the guidance to achieve that is the 4 of Wands. So kind of getting out of our own way, our own traditional way of thinking, the way things should be. Sometimes what we believe our life should be like is not what it is. And so we've built up this whole lifestyle that we should be at, how we should be, how life should be. And when we're not there, we get overwhelmed and we get upset because it doesn't look the way that it's supposed to. Like I hear this all the time. Well, I should have a kid and I should be married by now. And I'm like, oh, damn. Well, how do you feel about not being there? You know, so when you put those limitations on yourself, or you give these things to yourself, you kind of block yourself in, so then you get disappointed. So this tells us to check our attitude about things, maybe getting rid of those short-lived romances, because the 4 of Wands is about, marriage and enjoying life. So maybe we've been going through some what I would like to call fun relationships. Leave the lonely behind. Maybe you're jumping from job to job and you're just doing a job just to do it. Leave it behind if that's not what truly makes you happy, because the 4 of Wands upright is about success and compensation and stability. So it's leaving the instability. So how do we achieve that? Everything that is unstable, like the things that you don't feel secure about, let that go. Slowly let that go. If you can't rip it off like a band-aid, just slowly walk away from it, okay? Change is hard, guys. I get it. So what do I need to embrace to empower me? Well, the devil. Isn't that such an interesting card that we need to embrace our devil? Our inner devil. So for me, I think I'm going to see this as, so sorry guys, I live by the train. This choo-choo is like ridiculous loud. Sometimes it even shakes the place, so I apologize. So I see the devil and he's holding on to the snakes and he's like trying to balance everything. And for me, Lamatsu, I mean, this is a really interesting deity, okay? I need to embrace, and so the energy that needs to embrace is almost like that go-getter. I'm not going to give up. It's what I want. I'm not going to stop. It's that blind ambition. Persistence. Like if your desire is to have something, it's about seeking those desires. That's the best way I can explain it. It's also telling me there's a time to change. It's time to change. What do I need to embrace? Change. Change. And that's like one of the hardest things to do. All right? So how can I enable my transformation? Well, I can start neglecting those Four of Wands inverted relationships or Four of Wands inverted jobs or friendships or partnerships. And I can start focusing on what it is I want. So the Eight of Cups is a quite interesting card in this deck because this is Gilgamesh. And he was actually on his way to go get that green pretty plant on top because that was like the plant of eternal life. And he was so hell-bent on that, he went on a worldwide tour. It's what I call it, a worldwide tour. To go get this because he had just lost his best friend. And he wanted to live forever. Unfortunately, he stopped for a swim and he lost it all. Okay? So this is about being stuck. So maybe you do feel stuck. Maybe you feel like this energy that you have going around you is like things that used to make you happy. Maybe you used to like these little jobs. Maybe you used to like going out to these parties and having fun. I like to call them spontaneous relationships. Maybe you like short-lived friendships without depth. I don't know, whatever it is, but apply it to your situation. And it's almost like the illusion of those things is slowly leaving you. So that's how you enable your transformation. You start ignoring those things that you thought once made you happy, and you start going towards what does make you happy. And it's just, it's a process, guys. You have to trust the process. It's not an overnight thing. A lot of times people are like, well, how can I get over him? Well, shit, if it was that freaking easy to get over him, or if it was that easy to get over a friendship, don't you think there would be no therapy? I mean, hello, it would be easy and it wouldn't hurt. But there's things that you learn about yourself during the process of things. And as much as it sucks, that's what journaling is for. That's what conversations are for. That's what dialogue is for. Not monologue. Don't sit there and just pour your heart out and not listen to what someone else has to tell you. I mean, you need to give and take. It's a dance. I call it a verbal dance that needs to occur. So to enable this transformation is to simply neglect those things that no longer make you happy. Leave that shit behind and go. Just get up and go. Go towards what you want, okay? And you see him swimming, right? And he's like trying to get the hell out of there. But it's like not enough. All that water is a lot of emotion, guys. So there's a lot of emotion tied into whatever it is you're going to have to get away from. Alrighty? Yeah, I'll leave it at that. So what can I achieve or manifest with this energy? Well, hot damn, you're going to take the blindfold off, baby girl. And you're going to drop that boulder. And you're going to walk freely. And all those arrows that are coming at you, the moon is like, sorry, bitches. I'm showing it all. That's what's going on. This moon is coming down and it's going to show you the truth. And sometimes, what do they say? You're not ready for the truth. Well, some of y'all may not be ready for the truth, but it's going to be shown anyways, okay? So when this card is reversed, it talks about throwing off the blindfold. It talks about growing awareness that liberates, and freedom and independence. One of the things I heard on one of the videos that I watched on YouTube, I wish I could remember who it was so I could recommend it. It was talking about the Leo moon being a very playful moon. I mean, the sign of Leo being very playful, and the sign of Aquarius being one that's more balanced. And so it's almost like a battle between the two, trying to find your sense of freedom. So whatever it is you felt like you were tied to with the devil, or tied to, that you felt like you're in this emotional thing and you're neglecting and you're afraid and you don't want to leave it. Okay, I feel like this is a situation some of us just don't want to leave, and it's okay. Sometimes leaving is hard. However, once we follow the moon's warning, and once we see what's going on in the illumination, we will see clearly. And that's what the Eight of Arrows is about. It's saying you're going to get through those things, but you got to break those old patterns, guys. Okay, that's what this moon is bringing. So then we have the Hermit. Haha, Anu. It's time to hermitize ourselves, guys. It's time to look within and get some illumination, and be trusting, and trust the higher spirit, and trust that that little voice that tells you, hey, that's not the right way, or hey, maybe you shouldn't do that, or hey, way to go, you couldn't have rocked that any harder than what you did. And trusting that voice, and that way you build on your intuition, guys, because it's about your intuition. You guys all have it. Everybody has it. It's just a matter of tapping into it, and that is self-discovery. Okay, so let me clarify this devil real quick. What do I need to embrace? I'm kind of curious what this devil has. And that is it. Come on, man. So, when I see the Prince of Wands reversed, this is quite interesting that we are supposed to embrace this. I feel like some of us are being taken advantage of. And it's time for us to put that circle of protection and be a little bit confident and a little bit arrogant about it, and be like, you know what, buddy boy, it's time for you to step off. Or, you know what, hey, it's been nice, lady, or whatever you call her, old lady, chick, whatever, but I got to go. Because when it's reversed, it's about being a little bit insensitive and intolerant, and you have to think about it. You're swimming away from it. You've been brokenhearted. You've been doing some stuff that's not traditional towards what you're used to, and it's telling you to be like the devil. And then it's telling you to embrace your inner Prince of Wands inverted. Come on. It is time to stand up for yourself is what I'm feeling. It's time for you to stand up for what you want, to do what it is you desire, and go for it 100%. Don't hold yourself back is what I'm getting. Because it's time to move forward. Because when I see the Ancestor of Tribes, it talks about moving forward in leaps and bounds. That means, bang, bang, fertility, increase. Things are starting to come your way, but you got to leave those things that are holding you down. If it's a person that's holding you down, pray to cut those cords, okay? There's some great meditations with Archangel Michael. Pray to cut the cords. Pray, meditate on good relationships, okay? If you just need some help with that. There's ways to break the cycle. First thing is to acknowledge that you are in a cycle, okay? Once you acknowledge it, then you can work with it. But I feel like for some, this is a relationship. For others, this is work. And then for others, this is just life in general. You just keep repeating the same mistakes over and over. And this full moon is trying to make you face those things. And it's like telling you to become true to who you really are. You need to go back and remember who you were with the Hermit. It's time to hermitize yourself. All right? And the blindfolds got to come off. And that's what this moon is bringing. It's what can you manifest right now? Oh, baby, when you take that blindfold off, you're gonna see clearly. And like I said, it's gonna be a lot of truth, and it might be a little bit too much at one time. So you're gonna have to take it in sections. Is what I say. Like I tell a friend of mine, I'm not ready for all that. You know, maybe tomorrow. I'm gonna deal with this today, and I'll deal with that tomorrow. Okay. That's kind of what this moon is trying to teach you. It's like, you know what? You wanted to know. You wanted to know what was going on. You wanted to know what's the next step. I'm about to show you. Now, are you brave enough to take it? because you're going to have to be a little bit insensitive and intolerant to some people, and you're going to have to swim away from them in order so that you can see clearly, because it's blocked. And you got to stop crying over spilled milk. Okay? It's a little harsh. Sorry. It's a little harsh, but it's a little bit of reality. Okay. So, let's tie this all together with a beautiful card that gives hope and inspiration. Because this is a little bit of a rough time, and you have to understand it's an eclipse also, and it's a series of eclipses. So you're gonna have a lot of emotions coming out. It's time. It's almost like the universe is saying, you know what, this is it. It's time to get up off the damn floor. Stop being untrue to who you are. Be a little bit selfish and do what you want to do to get to where you need to be. And leave that shit behind in order for you to see. That's the way I'm reading it, okay? But now let's put a positive spin on that. With the Native Spirit Oracle cards by Denise Lynn, okay? How fitting is that? Freedom Horse. It's time to break free, guys. This moon is about breaking free. And they say it's so much prettier than I just did. So much nicer. So let's read a little bit about the Freedom Horse. Let your spirit fly. Do not hold back. Break free. Express yourself. Flaunt your stuff. Dance, laugh, explore, and go beyond predictable behavior. That's that Prince of Wands reverse that says, look at me, I'm overconfident. Sometimes it's okay to be overconfident, okay? This says, you don't need to fit the mold. Be daring. Fling your arms to the heavens in joy. Get up off that damn floor. Stop crying about that shit. You have things to celebrate. There is so much going on for you. Just take a moment and see what is going for you instead of what isn't. Okay, that's what this moon is saying. So your native spirit wants you to know the horse allowed the native of America and Mongolia to travel great distances with ease. The horse also carried their supplies with additionally granted freedom to the ancient peoples. This card chose you to remind you that you aren't here to be ordinary, but to step beyond the limitations of self-imposed boundaries. Don't allow yourself to be trapped by convention or by the expectations of others. You have the ability to choose your life on your terms. Replace the word I should with I could, but I choose not to at this time. Thank you very much, Prince of Wands, okay? And thank you, Devil, because I'm going to do what I want to do. And that's what they're saying. I could do that. Maybe, but I'm not going to right now because I want to do this, okay? That's a little bit of selfishness. Perhaps you aren't always free to create the exact circumstances of your life, but you're certainly able to decide what meaning to give those situations. Select meanings that empower you, for this is the time to break free. Guys and girls, because this is general, if you are in a relationship that is not for you and you know who you are, this moon has the energy to help you break free. If you are at a job that you hate and an offer comes up, break free. Okay? It's that Wilson Phillips song. Break free from the chains. I don't know. I was singing it the other day with a friend. Oh my gosh. Hold on for one more day? No, it's time for you to not hold on for one more day. You're going to break free. That's what this is telling you. You need to run. Look at the horse. That sucker is not holding back and not looking back. It's gone. The feet aren't even touching the ground. To me, that speaks volumes. Your feet aren't even touching the ground. That's how fast you need to get away. There's no looking back. And you see the beautiful mountains in the background. And they don't even show where he's running. He's just running. Because he knows that this isn't for him. The horse is running. Gilgamesh is swimming away. And the man in the 8 of arrows is walking away. It's time to walk away from what's holding you back. Okay? So, the way you use your body can change your state. Put on music and dance with wildness. As you do so, this sends a powerful message to your subconscious that you are indeed truly free. Guys, you know that this last card over here, this 8 of arrows, I was saying that they used to believe, ancient Babylonians used to believe that man was created to serve the gods and you were like a servant, you were a slave to them. And once they realized certain things, they took the blindfolds off, they dropped the boulders, and they were able to see things. Because you know what? You are free. You're free to make mistakes, you're free to correct them, and you're free to live your life with your definition of what life is. And maybe that's what you need to clarify for yourself, is what is life for you? It may not be what it is for your friend, but what is it for you? Now break free from that and run with it and see how happy you can be. So I hope you enjoyed this full moon spread. It is an eclipse, guys. Keep me posted. Let me know how you doing, because I like your emails. And also, just once again, thank you for the support, and let me know if this resonated with you, and if it didn't, maybe we can connect next time. But if it did, I'd love to hear how you applied this message, or how you plan to apply it, because I'll be honest with you, I did an oracle card reading earlier this week, and I said something about speaking truth. Well, damn it to hell if I ain't been speaking truth all week, and I don't even know what to do with myself. I even had to take my throat chakra off because it was just flowing like butter. Like I couldn't get it to stop. And it felt good. It felt really good. And by feeling good, it wasn't always the most comfortable. And that's what I feel like this moon is going to do to us. It's going to make us feel uncomfortable. And out of this discomfort is going to come a metamorphosis where you're going to develop into what it is you've been dreaming about. Because now the illumination of the moon is going to be shining upon you. And it's going to show you danger. And it's your choice to run towards it or break free from it. All right. Thank y'all very much. And y'all have yourselves a wonderful week.